Here at the International Boxing Hall of Fame, induction ceremonies for 2011, where the class being sent into the Hall of Fame this year is outstanding, even by the Hall of Fame standards. It was an extraordinary afternoon.
Our first inductee. He trained Mexico's amateur boxing teams at the 1968, 1976, and 1980 Olympic Games. In the pro ranks, he has piloted 18 champions, including Hall of Famers Ricardo Finito Lopez, Humberto Chiquita Gonzalez, and Daniel Zaragoza. He has a reputation for developing fighters highly regarded for their technical boxing prowess. He is also a proponent of combination punching that ends with an uppercut. The non-participant category 2011 Hall of Famer, Ignacio Nacho Beristain.
Quiero agradecer también a cada uno de los 22 campeones del mundo que yo he tenido, su apoyo, porque por ellos estoy aquí.
I want to thank all the 22 champions of the world that I've taken under my wing. I want to thank them because of them I am here today.
Quiero rendir un pequeño homenaje aprovechando el momento para mi hijo, mis hijos que están aquí presentes, que estoy muy orgulloso de ellos, y al más pequeño que falleció en 1979 junto con mi esposa y el cual me acompaña todo el tiempo y lo llevo en mi corazón.
I want to make a special mention of, sorry, now I'm tearing up. My son who died in 1979 with my first wife. I want to make a special mention of him and say that I thank him. He's always with me.
En el mes de diciembre del año pasado, me notificaron que tenía posibilidades de ingresar al Salón de la Fama y pensé mucho en que tenía que hacer algo en el año que empieza con la década, con esta década, algo notable, y Dios me mandó la oportunidad en Japón el día 8 de abril, en donde un peleador mío se coronó campeón del mundo de peso pluma del glorioso WBC, Consejo Mundial de Box, y orgullosamente fue el número 13 campeón del mundo que yo he tenido del Consejo Mundial de Box. Me siento muy orgulloso de ello.
I got the news that I was eligible to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in December 2010. Then I thought I needed to do something to be really deserving of this honor. I thank God again because 4 months later in Japan, Johnny Gonzalez became my 21st champion of the world. And in the same month, Kika Chavez became my 22nd champion of the world of this year.
Creo que es algo notable que justifica mi presencia en este lugar. Les agradezco su atención. Es todo. Gracias.
I think that is something notable that and says that I deserve to be here. I thank you all for being here today. Thank you so much.
Born in New York, a former amateur boxer with a record of 43-2, he won 6 Golden Glove tournaments. He turned pro in 1963 and compiled an 18-1 record before retiring in 1971. After living in Puerto Rico, he returned to New York in 1976 and began refereeing amateur matches, soon joining the professional ranks, and in 1982, he officiated his first world title bout. Since then, he has become one of the most respected third men in boxing, refereeing over 160 title bouts. Among the notable bouts he has refereed include Tyson Holmes, Duran Barkley, Bo Holyfield I, Foreman Moore, and De La Hoya Vargas. In the non-participant category, 2011 Hall of Fame inductee, Joe Firm But Fair Cortez.
Boxing for me was a blessing in disguise. I never dreamt in my wildest dream that I'll be up here talking to you from the International Boxing Hall of Fame as an inductee. My colleagues that are being inducted with me today are very special to me as well because I have a little bit of everything that they've done, their accomplishments in boxing. I've been involved with them at one level or another. Next to Mike is none other than Mr. Boxing himself, Sylvester Stallone. Let me tell you a little story about Sylvester. I was refereeing one fight one night in Las Vegas, and I got a tap on the shoulder. Sylvester and Sugar Ray Leonard were sitting together, and Sylvester told me, Joe, we have a show coming up, The Contender, and I want you to be the referee for some of the fights on the show. And I got to referee the first championship fight of the Contender series, so thanks a lot for that. About 6 months go by, I got another tap on the shoulder, Sylvester again. I look back, he said, Joe, I'm doing a movie, Rocky Balboa. He says, I want you to be my referee for that movie. And I'll thank him for that as well. Julio Cesar Chavez. I've had the honor of refereeing one of the greatest fighters of all times and one of the greatest fighters out of Mexico. I refereed Julio about 5 or 6 times with the largest crowd in boxing history in Mexico City with 132,000 fans. That was unbelievable. Julio, un gran campeón. If you want to be a referee, 2 things is you got to be very dedicated, devoted, but at the same token, have compassion for the fighters. I treat the fighters like if they're my sons when I'm in that ring. I'm there to protect them. I don't want fighters to take unnecessary punishment, and I'm there to make sure they can come back another day. Some of you know that my daughter Cindy, who's sitting right here, and she's sitting because she has no other choice. She's a quadriplegic from an auto accident 14 years ago. And my daughter Cindy, honey, you are my champion. You're the champion for everybody here. We love you very much. Thank you.
Born in New York City, an aspiring actor and screenwriter, he penned the script about an underdog boxer from Philadelphia named Rocky Balboa. Rocky was released in 1976, and the Italian stallion has become one of the most enduring and iconic boxing figures of all time. The film was nominated for 10 Academy Awards in 1976, winning for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Film Editing. He was nominated for Best Writing and Best Actor in a Leading Role, becoming only the 3rd person in history to be nominated for writing and acting in the same year. In the Observer category as a screenwriter, 2011 Hall of Fame inductee, Sylvester Sly Stallone.
Thank you very much. Music to my ears, but more importantly, it's whenever you're saying Rocky, I always feel as though we're giving a vote of confidence for these great athletes, for real. You know, I've never pretended to be a boxer. I don't possess those skills. But what I do think I have is an understanding of what goes on outside the ring. Outside the ring is sometimes maybe even a bigger struggle than what goes on inside the ring. And if I was able to capture that, then I believe you could identify more with the fighter. But more than that, we also realize that our life is a constant battle. Sometimes I write things in Rocky that may seem a little precious, as they say, or a little sentimental, but I truly believe, it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, because that's really what does make the difference in your life. It really does. And also, I've had some interesting situations. First of all, Joe Cortez, I should have won the last Rocky Balboa fight. We should have stopped it early. I had him, Mike. I wrote the thing. How could I lose? But I did. And then I'll never forget, there was a genius, I think, Mike, about 10 years ago. Someone said Mike Tyson is involved in a charity event. He wanted to have a boxing exhibition, and the funds would go for the poor or some charitable event. Would you mind boxing him? And then I said, sure, as long as the charity will be for my life support. Because thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that. Anyway, I won't belabor the subject anymore. You're all fantastic. These men here have always been held in special reverence for me. Greatest athletes in the world, but more than that, they are our connection to the past and our way to the future. They are the guys that go there and take the blows and show that if you really put it out there on the line, you are a champion. You may not be the champion of the world, but you'll be the champion of your life. And yo, Adrian, I did it!